Learjet. It sounds very, very cold.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy last minute stream in the Duke. I'm sitting here. I was trying to edit a Huey video because I'm obsessed with the Taogs Hangar Huey. I'm obsessed with the Miltech Blackhawk, so I've been trying to do videos on those, and then I just got the itch to fly a fixed wing airplane. And we don't have a whole lot of time. I got about an hour or so, a little over an hour and a half, I guess, to before I'm going to go out with the wife here for a little bit for her birthday. And I said, you know what? We need to hit up Dutch Harbor, Alaska. You guys voted for the Duke. I kept trying to change it to either the Learjet or the Citation or the NAM CYS-11 with Revolution or Buffalo Airways. But then I realized, you know what? Maybe we'll do a little Alaska swing later next time we have a chance. We'll do a little Alaska swing, cover all those airplanes. But here we are sitting on the ground at Cold Bay, and we are in the Turbine Duke. Yes, yesterday I almost flew the Turbine Duke, but the crosswind was 35 knots, and I crashed it. Well, not really crashed it, but pretty much crashed it, as you saw there on the countdown thumbnail, because you just could not make the turn out of the little airport that I was trying to take off out of. It was pretty wild, 35 knot direct crosswind. But here at Cold Bay, I think it's going to be a little bit better. We got a little more of a headwind component this morning. I sped the time forward 1 hour because it's still dark up here in Alaska. So we're right about 9:15, 9:20 local time here on the ramp. The sun should be rising as we make our way over to Dutch, and we might have to shoot that NDB approach. As you can see, right now the airplane is already accumulating some ice and snow. My goodness, that's the worst I've ever seen it, actually. I hope we're going to be able to get this thing off the ground. So let's go ahead and we'll skip the shout-outs. We'll get right back to it, and we'll get this airplane fired up. So who's ready for some Duke flying? I got Beyond ATC going for a little background traffic, and then I also had Iveo up. There was a DC-3 that was flying out of here earlier, which was pretty cool, and it just gave me the itch. You know what, man, we need to do some more old school props. So I had the NAM CYS-11. We might have to get the DC-3 mod going again and do some flying up here in the cold Alaska wilderness. But today we take an overpowered, extremely expensive PT-6 turbine to Dutch Harbor. So without further ado, let's get to it. So as you can tell here, I probably should have had the engine plugs in. We didn't have the engine plugs in. Let's go ahead and pull those off. Make sure we have anything here in the cargo bay. That looks good. We'll close that. We have snow all over our bird today. Make sure our blades rotate freely. They do. We're going to have to take a look at the icing procedures in this puppy here. All right. Beyond ATC's automatic traffic injection. It does, Gray Austin. It does. It does indeed. Man, we got ice all over the windows. Snow. Everything is. We don't have to pull anything else, right? We only had like a few tie downs there. Yeah, 2 tie downs. I think we're ready to go. Let's hop in and let's close up shop because it is chilly out there. I'm going to remove that because that's my yoke banging on that. We're going to close the door right away. Whew. Chilly. That's the emergency? It's locked. I think we're closed and locked, right? Yes, we are. All right. Our beautiful bird, Alt F. Let's get the battery switch on. We'll turn this on here. We're going to get, I tell you what, why don't we do a couple things. Let's get the oil doors open. Ice deflectors, those need to be open as well. And I wanted to get the heat on, so we'll just spin them up. We'll get the engines rolling, and then that way we get a nice warm up. Let's get the panel lighting on. Now we can turn off our flashlight. Nice, cozy little situation here. You can hear the doors opening up. What are we going to take for payload? Let's do that while we have a minute. We're going to take a 530 with the KX-155 payload. We've got 2 passengers. Actually, we got a pretty good payload already set. We got 67 and 64 gallons worth of fuel. That all looks good. I think we'll keep it just as is. Right engine is not looking so hot, guys. Right engine is not looking so hot. We're going to leave it be for now. We have 2 apparent active failures, which we're going to have to discover what they are. I'm not sure what they are right now, but apparently there's 2 active failures. We're going to have to make sure we don't skip any of those checks. Billy B16, good to catch you live, everyone. Hey, my man, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Glad to have you here. Thanks for tuning in for a little last-minute stream. AJ Funari, my man, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Happy birthday to Miss V1. Here's some extra money to get her an extra espresso martini. Just don't smack her on her butt and tell her that she looks good for her age. Otherwise, V1 HQ move to the chicken coop on Starlink. Indeed, man, indeed. Yeah, no, that's we won't get into her age, but yeah, we're going for a little. We're going to dinner tonight, and we're also going out to lunch. So appreciate you, AJ Funari. Very kind. Thank you for that, my man. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing fired up here before we drain our battery, shall we? So we got the nav light on. Beacon is going to come up. So beacon and nav are on. Let's remove the throttle stop. We are going to be idle, forward, and cut off right there. Let's get this cam up. So we have our control cam. Wonderful. Actually, yeah, I guess that's the one we're going to use, huh? We'll use that one right there. Whataburger for lunch? No. No Whataburger for lunch. All right. I know it's cold outside, but we need to take a listen to the startup sounds. So here we go. I forget how to do this. Let's go ignition. Hopefully the wind isn't blowing opposite direction. Start her off. Gen on. Oh, we got a good start on 2. Let's go ahead and crank number 1. We'll get them all warmed up. Golly, I love that sound. Max motoring. Fuel on. There's our light off. Much cooler on number 1. ITT's rolling back. 50% starter cutout. Engine stabilized, generator on, ignition off, avionics master, inverter, main. All right. Now we're cooking. Happy announcing I got my PPL yesterday. Who's that? Dalton. Thank you so much, man, for the 37 months of support. That's fantastic, dude. Congrats. Very, very happy to hear that, man. Enjoy the next. We got a next phase coming up too, but enjoy this one, man. Enjoy getting the PPL. That's probably the hardest one, my man. So huge congratulations on that. Very awesome, dude. Very, very awesome. I saw one peak there, AJ. I saw one peak. Are you on multiplayer? No, I am on. I'm actually on Iveo though. I have the. I did load in on Iveo. Just I'm doing Iveo testing runs here, proving runs. All right, we got engine stabilized. We need to get this thing heated up here. So I'm going to hide this yoke real quick. We're going to go manual heat, increase the temp, please. While we're looking at it, cabin altitude, we're going up to, we're going to get above a lot of the clouds. Also be in the ice. We're going to set 200. We'll probably get up to 190. So that is set right now. Vent blower to high. Manual heat is on. And we'll start warming up the cabin right now. With that done, let's tune cold base center and get a clearance for me here.
November 357 Bravo Sierra on our way to Unalaska Airport.
November 357 Bravo Sierra Anchorage Center, cleared to Unalaska Airport. Radar vectors Morty, then as filed. Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect flight level 260, 10 minutes after departure. Departure with me. Squawk tree 062.
Cleared to Unalaska Airport. Radar vectors Morty, then as filed. Maintain for 1,000 feet. Expect flight level 260, 10 minutes after departure. Departure with you. Squawk 3062. November 357 Bravo Sierra.
November 357, Bravo Sierra, read back correct. Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway tree.
Start or taxi at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 33, November 357, Bravo Sierra. See you.
All right, we got to get all our heats on. We got our clearance up to 4,000 feet, squawking 3062. I preloaded the GPS, which is awesome, so that is good. After start checklist, we'll start here. Lights, weather radar is on standby, avionics, inverter. Inverter fail light has extinguished. Parking brake, we'll get that cabin temp and brake. So that'll bring us to the run-up checklist, and we'll do that holding short of the runway. So before we do that, let's go ahead and figure out what runway we're actually going to be departing today. We'll go back to the flight planner here, take a look at Cold Bay Airport. Winds are 310 at 2.4. My goodness me, 310 at 2.4, gust 3.1. Best runway option looks like it's going to be runway 26. Or actually, runway 33 actually would be a little bit better. So runway 33, let's take a look at the airport diagram here, which is awesome. We're over here on the north apron, so we're going to hold short up there at Charlie, and then we have to do a back taxi to 33. We probably could depart off of Charlie, matter of fact. That's 10,000 feet. Yeah, we can do that. So let's go ahead and set the course line to 330, give us an idea. All right, 330 is set. CDI is in GPS mode. Heading will also be at 330. Our windows are frozen solid. I can't even see where we're going here. Our windows are frozen solid. Let's see if we can't get another light on here. Wing ice light. No, I don't want that. I wanted, got a floodlight down here. There we go. Alright, electric pitch trim is on. Flaps, that is set right there. Let's do a manual cycle of the boot. Hey, that worked. Look, it blew the ice off. That is so cool. So that blew the ice off. Let's go ahead and spin them up a little bit. I'm going to see if I can't taxi forward here. No, there's window heat. I just think it's so cold we haven't been able to defrost it. I can't see where we're going. Yeah, this is already starting out bad. We're going to hold short right up here. Yeah, this is 3-3 at Charlie, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and set the brake. We might have to take a look and see, are we actually getting our window heat? Yeah, it says it's working. Let's go ahead and do a run-up then. Let's go ahead and do a run-up checklist. If it's not cleared by the run-up checklist, then we might have more issues. So here we go. I'm going to do a full run of park brake set. Annunciators have been annunciator test lights. They're all there. Good. All right. Park brake, annunciators, wheel compass, fuel selectors, crossfeed, wing pumps are on. Power levers 2050 RPM. So let's run them up. Alright, close enough there. Prop governor test, 2,000 RPM. Man, I forget how to do all this stuff. Prop governor is actually hidden behind this thing, isn't it? Yep, there we go, 1. Drop to 50. Should bring you back up a little bit. Let's try number 2 again. Yep, prop governor check. Power levers 2190 now. So we're going up to 2190 on the prop. Oddly specific. I tell you what we need to do too is turn on our headsets. There we go. 2190. $1,500. We're gonna do 3. That's 2. All right, engines are looking good. Power levers, we've done that. That fire detector test. That's one we don't really do. We got that. Fire extinguisher lights. That's actually pretty cool. I don't ever really do that test. So you got the left engine fire. You got the fire extinguisher lights and the master warning. That checks. Left generator, hold reset. Left generator load to 0. So it should see it drop to 0. There it is. We're looking right over here. The right gen picks up the load. Let's do the right generator. 0, left gen picks up the load. That looks good. Check, check. Right generator reset. Load sharing less than 40 amps in between the two, or approximately 40 amps. That's what we got. Power levers coming to idle. Oil doors open. Ice deflectors on. Instrument air. And no lights, which that's an important one for this flight, which it is actually, yep, in the green. Good. Instrument air in the green. No lights. Cockpit windows closed. Cabin altitude, field elevation. We've already skipped that. Cabin different. Oh, this is the pressurization test, which we're going to skip all of that. Ice door on. We've done that. We've done that. Ice deflectors, prop heat, prop amps, windshield heat, windshield volts, 220 to 260 volts, which we do have our windshield volts, so it is working. Ammeters, we did test all that. Fuel vent heats are all on. Electric trim, we'll exercise that. My goodness, there's a lot. Exercise that. We'll test the autopilot, and we'll set all that, and then we are ready for before takeoff. We'll come back to all that. So, my goodness, we're still frosted up here pretty good. Let's take a look at the cabin. So right now the cabin is 74 degrees. I tell you what, let's pull on the defrosters are full open, right? Which one are these? Yeah, we're gonna go full open there, and then that's pressurization air. We'll turn the co-pilot pull to on, right? Yeah, we'll get the co-pilot air on. We got the defrosters running at full power pretty much. It's 74 degrees. Let's see if we can't increase that heat a little bit more to help our windows melt a little bit faster. So we got the heaters going full open now. Keep these in the idle detent right there. All right. Just joining, but this looks spicy. Definitely indeed. Mr. Sat, what's up, man? Good to see you. Might end up like the stream start thumbnail. We sure might, dude. I tell you what, I'm definitely a little bit concerned. At least our boots are working. Our boots are working. Let's check everything else. Fuel flows are all looking good. ITT, engines. All our engine instruments are in the green. We've done all our check. Prop amps, ground prop test. We don't have any right prop. You see that? Why don't we have any right prop amps on the right gen? What if I turn that generator off and run the same test? I wonder if our failure is our right prop. They cycle? Do I keep holding it? You see that? I bet we have a right prop icing problem. Let's take a look. Pilot and engine instrument lights. Left aux pump. Well, we don't need any one of those, so we don't have that. I guess it is fine. Man, are we going to really take off with our window completely frozen? Let me do one more full power run up here. I need someone to come spray the window with glycol. I can kind of see a little bit now, to be honest with you. Should we just take off? We're going to take off without it. Oh, that's a good point, Elena. Turn the left one off? Oh, yeah, duh. There we go. There's the right. Yep. All right, good. So we got what we need. Let's go ahead and run more cycle of the ice. We got a boot there, that boot light. All right, let's go. Let's tell them we're ready to go. Screw it. We're going, Chad. We're going. We're going. We ain't got time. Hit the like button if you want us to just go now. Let's do it.
November
Bury seal in this. We don't have time to sit and
Sierra,
wait for
short of
defrost.
33, holding for release.
I'll throw you on altitude mode.
November 357, Bravo Sierra. Released for departure. Clearance void if not off by 1900 Zulu. If not off by 1900 Zulu, contact. No later than 1910 Zulu. Time now 1840 Zulu. Frequency change approved.
Released for departure. November 357, Bravo Sierra.
All right, let's go. We're going. At least we could see just about. Yeah, just enough. I mean, we were sitting there before the stream started, and it was getting pretty icy. All right, we're going to just go ahead and blast off in this direction. We're going to have a pretty good crosswind here. Left aileron. Oh, what I would do for Nick if blacksquare to bring over his King Air. I know, man. Nick Oatmeal. Hopefully in the future, man. Hopefully in the future, Nick Oatmeal. Hey, look, 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 look. Look at that. Our icing has completed. We got it. Now we can see where we're going. All right, let's go. 805 max ITT. Brakes released. Whoa. Yep, that crosswind is strong. We're going to torque out on this one, so we'll keep the torque 1200. Wow. Freaking love the Duke. Oh, it's been so good to be back in the Duke. Let's keep pitching up there. Gonna maintain 140. Headset's coming on. Make it a little louder with the headset on, right? Thought I could. I thought there was a little secret scroll spot here. That's alright. Keep pitching for 140. Call them airborne. And departure November 357 Bravo Sierra, 2,100, climbing 4,000. come back to 1100. Oh, my Comm 1 radio is off. Why is that off? I'll have Jeff call him. 3 for
Anchorage
2.
Center, November 357, Bravo Sierra, 3,200.
November 357, Bravo Sierra Anchorage Center. Good morning. Radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, November 357, Bravo Sierra.
I don't think we're going to go all the way to 26, but we'll set it right now. We'll get power back up.
November 357, Bravo Sierra, turn left. Heading 2 for 5. Expect further clearance in about 2 tree miles.
Turn left, heading 245, November 357, Bravo Sierra.
We're going to take that next fix. There's our breakout. All right, we'll keep coming back to about 140 knots. We'll trim you out, get the power back up just a little bit. Props coming down. 2,000, 2,100. Do 2,100 there. 2,100 aside. Keep coming left to 245. What's after CDB? We're going to go direct to Morty. Activate. Set our course line. Check our pressurization. Now we're cooking. Coming all the way to 245. All right, let's go wing pumps off. Ignition, go auto. Flaps up, power is set. We'll go to auto heat while we're climbing up. We'll get a little pressurization air going too. What's going on with our cabin? Move that. I don't know if that was in dump or not. All right, coming left. All right, after takeoff checklist. Max continuous. Ignition auto off, oil doors, props, power, ice deflectors, cabin mode. We'll leave everything open for right now. 9.4 for 26. Really? 229, 245 is the track we want. 245 is set. There's 10K. Wing taxi landing lights are coming off. Beacon only. And this should be strobing nav. Pitch up a little bit more. I guess we'll do 150. That's fine. We're a little bit late. So now we'll go ahead and engage that. Autopilot, attitude mode. And we can also just throw it into nav mode since we're tracking. Increase pitch a bit. Alright, vent blowers, auto heat, cabin is climbing 1,000 feet per minute. We'll increase you just a tad. I don't want to go all the way up to 20. We'll just, we're going to stop at, or 26. We're going to go to, 19. 19 is set. Seeing anything on the radar. I'm going to turn off this dome light up here. I swear there was a, or was that, oh there it is. There we go. So I can have my noise abatement or noise canceling headphones on, but just a little bit of extra. Noise. Alright, there, get rid of the red. Alright. We're cooking. Mickey G, what's up, my man? Just dropping by. Goodbye. Goodbye, Mickey G. Aaron Blinky, welcome to Commercial Pilot, man. Glad to have you back on, my friend. Good to see you, dude. Little last minute of turbine duking. One of my favorite airplanes of all time in the sim. Absolutely. All-time favorite airplane in the sim. One of them. Since it's a Dobo, let's go ahead and run more. One more manual de-ice pressure cycle. You see that goes up. You'll see the ribs inflate on the wing. Actually, we can do it. Can we do it quickly enough? Yeah, you see how the ribs are inflated? Rib for AJ's pleasure. And then I didn't actually know that they simulated breaking the ice off of the leading edge, which is very cool. Blacksquare has been, I love Blacksquare stuff, man. It's goated. It's absolutely goated. Continue to climb. We'll get that torque back up there a little more. Keep our climb rate going. Watching our torque. 750 is all I want to push our right engine today, so let's actually come back. My right engine's at 40% health, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the windshield heat to be our ice detector for us. I'll also kill the prop heats now. So prop heats are off, windshield heats are off, and we can go ahead and close the ice doors for now. If we start getting any more icing on the window, then we know we're going to reactivate those. Duke and Chill it is. Diabetic Lad, what's up, man? Good to see you here on a little Duke and Chill. Yeah, I'm actually surprised to get 200-something people in here for a little last-minute Duke stream. I'm literally sitting here at my computer trying to do some editing, and I just realized that I need to fly the Duke. I'm itching to fly the Duke, and I was going to do it off-stream, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go with. I'm going to show the people what they want. The Duke. We fly the Baron, the Bonanza. Well, I've flown them all, man. The Starship, and I'm not saying that there aren't, like, I think the Starship is more advanced. I mean, I know it's more advanced than the Duke, and there's more systems, and it's more to handle even than the Duke. But for me personally, there's something about the Duke series, whether it's the piston, but especially this PT6 turbine Duke, is just there's something about it that I never gets old. It never gets old. Whenever I come back to it, I am just smiles. All the time smiles. We'll go ahead and hit standard 29 or 9 or 2 here. Oh, blasted through that. Editing, Mr. Sat, yeah, not near as good as anything you're editing, man. And it's actually harder for me because I recorded a Huey mission on my home PC, and then I spent all night uploading it to this PC to try to do the edits, but I think I'm going to have to just edit and record from the home PC, so we'll see. Yeah, I did a little Huey rescue mission, man. I made a mission in Half Moon Bay last night where I flew the Huey to a car accident scene. It was super misty and foggy. I can show you guys in cruise. You want to see? What the heck? We'll watch it in cruise because I'm probably not even going to post the video. I'm going to can this project is going to be canned, and then I might do another one later. All right, we're leveling here. Let's go ahead and bring our props back to a more audible enjoyment setting. I like between 19 and 1800. Let's do quiet cruise today since we're Duke and Chill. Let's do 1850 on the prop. Just a hair more, come on. Here it is, 1850 aside. We're going to need to bring our torques back before we start overspeeding. We're fighting a pretty good headwind. Let's bring number 2 back, 950, 940. How are we looking? I think 940 aside, that looks good. Let's do a task check. Right now we are at flight level 190, and the temperature outside is blistering cold. It's minus 35, 38. It's almost minus 40 C at 19,000 feet. So we'll scroll this in here. So we're at 190. Let me zoom in on it. We're at flight level 190, and the temp is, there's minus 40,
November
right about there.
357, Bravo Sierra, cleared direct Morty. Resumo navigation.
245
Roger,
knots
heading
true.
direct Morty, then resumo navigation, November 357, Bravo Sierra. Thanks.
Oh, we're heading direct to Morty, which we are. We're navving. We're trimmed out. We're looking good. We're enjoying a blue hour sunrise. Look at this thing, man. Love the Duke. I absolutely love this Duke. Is the edit like a Modern Warfare 2 no-scope edit? No. Too bad they'll can you for a Fortunate Son. I know, Dandrini. No Fortunate Son allowed. No Fortunate Son. The flight director guide off on purpose. Just joined. Yes, Sawyer. Yeah, you don't have to run the flight director. You absolutely can. You know, you can run it. I have mixed feelings about how I use flight directors now. You have to remember, the last 10 years of my life, I have been trained and ingrained to when the flight director is on, you follow the flight director in the Airbus. Right, because there's times when you need to turn the flight director off, and you won't because you don't want to follow it. But if the flight director's on, I am trained to attempt to follow it. Now, back in my GA days, or freight specifically, when I was flying large pistons and turbines, twin turbine piston, or how about that for a twin turbine piston aircraft, turbines and twin pistons. I would use the flight director, but a lot of times I'd fly through the flight directors. The autopilots on these birds, sometimes they're definitely not as precise as something like the Airbus, and you fly through it a little bit more, and I don't want to train myself to ignore the flight director. So I like to just shut it off, and then, you know, we can turn it on now, which is fine. But a lot of times I found myself flying through the flight director until I put the airplane where I wanted it and waited for the flight director to catch up. So I'm totally fine keeping it off. Plus, it's also good to get away from the flight director. If you fly the flight director a lot, good training. Do flight director off takeoffs. Heck, even in the Airbus, you can do them. 7.3, you can do them. You know, get back to the pitch and power, right? Where are you putting that attitude indicator? Where's your pitch setting? What's your power setting? The fundamentals of flight, right? Too bad you... Oh, I already said that one. Yep. I'm not really sure, but I feel like the Duke is just a bit too much for a flight school to maintain. It might be wrong. Yeah, for a flight school, it's going to be a bit much, man. The Duke is a luxury. It's definitely a luxury aircraft. And the Turbine Duke is an aircraft that is just... you have more money than you know what to do with, so you do the turbine conversion. No TBM. The only reason I'm not in love with the TBM is the sounds, dude. And the reason being, the sounds is glued into the turbine arrow. Or is it the arrow? Not the arrow, excuse me. The, oh my gosh, what is it? Bonanza and the... Yeah, the Bonanza, Turbine Bonanza. The Turbine Bonanza is my new TBM. I absolutely love that. I almost flew that today as well. Turbine Bonanza, the Barons, they're all amazing, man. They're all amazing. JustFlight is the top tier, in my opinion, GA aircraft. I know there's a lot of you that love the A2A stuff as well. I have it. I flew the native A2A Comanche around for a test flight the other day. It's good, man. I'm not, it doesn't give me the same feeling as the Dukes. I don't know why. I think a lot of it has to do with the sounds in the A2A Comanche, because the model now looks great. That flight model feels pretty good. I really don't have anything against it. Like, there's nothing glaring in the A2A Comanche that I don't like, other than the sounds. And I do appreciate the cylinder maintenance of the A2A stuff. I think that's really cool. It does have that over the Dukes. You know, you're maintaining your own cylinders and stuff. Each cylinder has got its own thermal properties and whatnot. But I honestly think the package deal with the Duke, with the sound, is more immersive to me. And maybe that has something to do with the fact that maybe I'm not super into the Comanche airplane as an airplane. Like, it never really did it for me. Maybe if A2A did a King Air, I'd have a completely different feeling. But it's just my personal preference, man. Comanche is great, but there's a fact it's just a Comanche. Comanches aren't special, but the add-on itself is, if it makes sense. Absolutely makes sense, Zach. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is going to be a beautiful... Look at that. This is going to be a beautiful flight. Hopefully we'll see the sun rise before we start down. So nice. All right, as we make our way up over Morty, let's take a look. As required, 25 max, 2,000. We're in a quiet cruise, that's all right. All right, descent is what we're set at. I do need to check the charts for Dutch. I haven't done Dutch in a very long time. I know they have an RNAV arrival or RNAV runway approach, but so right now runway 31. If we look at the airport diagram, why is this Cold Bay? Padu. For 3-1. So this is the NDB circle, which I think we're going to do this for practice, because you could do the RNAV GPS Bravo, but how mid is that? I haven't done an NDB approach in a very long time. So what we're going to do is we're going to vector ourselves to the Dutch Harbor NDB, and then what we're going to do is track outbound on the 351 bearing and do a procedure turn. What's the highest terrain around here? 7,700 sector, altitude 2,000. So basically 6,000 feet. Because we could easily, we're going to come from this direction. We could join it straight up, but I think it'd be more fun to do a full practice approach. So we're actually going to go to Dutch. We'll do a procedure turn. So if we're coming in this direction, what we'll do is a right parallel outbound, essentially, right? Or is that a teardrop? I could do a teardrop. We hit the NDB. We'll just stay on the protected side. So we'll hit the NDB, then we'll turn 270 to go back outbound, 171, 351 outbound. And then when does it say to do the turn? Remain within 10 miles of the NDB. Okay, NDB freak is 283. Do I even know how to tune an NDB on this thing? Where is our NDB? ADF. 2. 83. Yep, we just got it. I saw the needle flip. We'll throw YouTube. Yep, look at that. There's our NDB. I'm going to keep this one off for training purposes, but that's, we're already picking up the NDB2 Dutch right now. See how you could tell it's a little bit we got a little bit of stiction going on there in the old NDB gauge. That's great. Wow, what mountain is that? We're going to have to come back and do Revolution or Buffalo Airways NM. What is it? The YS11 NAMC YS11 flight. Is Barry Seal piloting this? He's just getting warmed up, man. He's practicing. So 19 minus 6 is 16. 48 miles, 50 miles from Dutch. We should start down and plan across at 6 thou. And we could actually load that's the wrong airport. PADU NDB Alpha from Dutch. That's what it looks like there. We'll just load it. We'll load it for right now. Guess I'll be back in the Phoenix for a while. My Wind Wing throttles are out for delivery. Oh boy, Al Loper, that's exciting, man. Wind Wing Airbus throttles, huh? I just saw XP had some wind wing rudder pedals show up. Alright, taking a look at this. Alright. Let me show you what I was working on the other night. Let's see. I don't want it to crash the stream, though. Yes, yes, take a listen to that freaking Huey sound right there.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this thing airborne.
So look at this weather that was in Half Moon Bay last night. What's up, K6? Good to see you, man.
Expect our nav runway tree 1.
I'm going to just say Raja.
Expect RNAV runway 31, November 357, Bravo Sierra.
Hold on, let me turn this down.
Once we get up here a little bit closer, it might get a little bit sporty. We got some high terrain and some cliff walls placed to.
So here's the, look at this weather, man. Listen to that thump, thump, thump. Can you hear it? I'll see if I can turn up the media sound player. That's all the way up. The sounds in the Taog hangar. So this is what triggered this whole thing. I loaded my DCS last night for the first time in years, Nabil. DCS UH-1 Huey I loaded in. The Huey
See the lights off the right.
is the graphics on the Huey is so old and dated. And I said, okay, I'm going to check the flight model. I took it off. I flew around. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I have a hardcore helo setup on my home PC. I've got the collective cyclic. My rudder pedals aren't the best. I have I have my good pedals here at the HQ. But I took it off. I flew around. I'm like, okay, it is much more challenging to fly, at least in my mind, right? In my mind, I always thought, yeah, the DCS Huey is way more challenging to fly than anything in Microsoft Flight Sim. So I took it off. I did some pattern work in it. I flew it around. And I'm like, okay, let me load up the Taog's hangar. Now, I want to be clear. There's a difference between the Taog's hangar payware Huey and the freeware Huey that is in Stranger Things. The Taog's hangar is much more advanced with its own custom flight model than the freeware one that comes in Stranger Things. So I loaded up the Taog's hangar Huey, and immediately I was impressed by the graphics, right? Coming from from DCS, seeing the graphics of this bird here, the cockpit, the shaking. All right, okay, it's definitely got that. The sounds, definitely better, way better in Microsoft. I go to take off the Taog hangar Huey, and I'm like, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say the flight model is 100% like I've never flown a Huey. I'm just going to compare them to each other. If DCS flight model is the standard for the Huey, the Taog's hangar flight model is like 90%. Now, what I was pleasantly surprised at, I take off the Taog hangar, I'm flying around, and I noticed that the cyclic movements will affect the transmission, or the torque pressure, rather. Is the torque pressure, that gauge right there next to your temp gauge, like the real thing. And after a couple...
Bravo Sierra. Contact Anchorage Center 121.4.
After a couple of laps in the pattern, I noticed that I was actually abusing the engine, and I got a chip detect light and transmission oil hot light. And I'm actually going to can Beyond ATC for this approach here, so there's not going to be any traffic going into Cold Bay or Padua anyway. I was actually really impressed with what I saw. I continued to test it to see what would happen if I could damage the engine. I was running it a little bit harder than you would normally, and sure enough, I got the low RPM light. Chip detect came on steady. I had a transmission oil high temp, and I had to do a pseudo auto rotation. I still had some power to put it down, but the engine actually got damaged to the point where I couldn't fly it anymore. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fly it more, be real serious about it. And I had fun, man. I flew it all night long. I was making missions as you can see here, I was making missions in the Miltech mission hub. And it's honestly a really good helicopter. For Microsoft 2024, it's almost like, in a weird comparison way, like we were just talking about the Comanche versus the Duke. Yeah, DCS, there's a little bit more in the flight model that you can do in DCS that I think appears to be a little bit more realistic, especially when it comes around hovering. It almost seems like more of a balancing act. I'm much more on the anti-torque pedals in DCS than I am in Microsoft, but the Microsoft package of the graphics, the sounds, and just having the whole world to fly in with missions like this here. I can see I'm responding to a crash here. This was a multi-vehicle crash accident mission that I made. I just like, this is it. I mean, I almost don't even need DCS Huey now. And I was really, really impressed with how this Teog Huey used. We're using Airbus stick. No, I actually have a Hawk 60 collective from Virpil, and I'm using my Brunner. I have a Brunner force feedback stick with a Warthog grip on it that I use for the cyclic, and I can set it just like the real cyclic. So in helicopters, in the Huey especially, to my understanding, the Huey cyclic works like when you set the position, it stays there, essentially, right? It's kind of held in position, and then there's force trim, and we can get in on all that stuff too. Force trim is definitely much more user-friendly when you have a spring-loaded stick to zero. But with the cyclic setup that I have with my base, the Brunner base, I don't even need to use force trim. You set the cyclic where you want it, and it stays there. I can make a profile for the Moza. I just have to take time to do it. I haven't messed around with it. You can see here I almost VRS'd. Look at this, almost VRS'd. Just caught it. Just in time. I was coming in too hot. And I mean, I'm pretty. It's not as stable as I would have hoped I was, and I think I'm a decent Huey pilot in DCS. And I was impressed with how squirrely I was in Microsoft, because I was like, yeah, I actually need to fly this. I need to be a little bit more sensitive on the controls. I had a hover taxi in here, and then we'll see here. I'll run through this here with open the door. We set up to go back. Let's take a listen to the sound real quick.
Watch it. Man, that's tight. All right, up. Duke 6 our way. We'll get special emergency air traffic control coming in through here as well.
And then this is a cool part where coming in over the city. And then we fly right in over SFO. Here's the Coast Guard station at SFO where we're going to deliver the patient. I actually botched my first landing attempt, had to go around and set her down and complete the mission here. But that's what I did last night. Been messing with it. So I would love to be able to do Huey flying on stream live for you guys, but I really need to get my a helicopter set up here then if I'm going to do that, because it's so much more enjoyable to fly with a proper helo setup. Once you fly with a collective, you don't want to fly with anything else. Alberto D, my man, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Radbrad, I dipped my toes in the Teog Huey with plenty of assistances. Once I got my AB9 and Pimax Crystal, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. Absolutely, Radbrad. I tell you what, I think I actually have a Moza profile, because we flew the Teog Huey in 2020 with the Moza AB9 one time on stream. I think I have a profile for it, but I would like to mess with it again. The only problem is I can't fly Hueys here because my AB9 is on the left side, my FMC is on the right. I might have to switch them. I might have to switch them completely. This is a beautiful view right here. For the sake of time, let's go flight plan. Let's go direct to the NDV now. 19 minutes. I don't know. Let's see. The wife is. It's already 12:15. Geez, we spent way too long on the ground. We're 18 minutes from Dutch. I'm trying to see if I can be done by 12:30. It's going to be tight. Am I chilly up here? Are we chilly? Oh yeah. Why is it so cold? Let's get some more pressurization air going. Where is the... Oh, right there. 48 degrees. My goodness. I'm surprised you guys took so long to yell at me. MH60 FMC? No, there's no... I don't think so, KW. I'd have to look at it. The MH60... MH60 doesn't have an FMC in the Miltech one. It just has like a weird kind of like panel thing. Maybe you could. Maybe there could be a thing to set it up, but I haven't looked that far ahead. Key 6, what's up? We didn't take him to Stanford Hospital. I didn't know where to find that on the map. And I was trying not to use any GPS, Key 6, so I was like, well, I can find SFO. There was one hospital I found, Key 6, in 2024, and I tried to go there the first time, and it wasn't modeled very good. There was like a bunch of those Microsoft stalagmites in the parking lot, and I couldn't find a place to land. Maybe, I don't know if that was the right hospital or not. There was one hospital I went to, right off of the main highway. You sold me, gonna fire up the tail hanger? I tell you what, Flight Sim guy, there's something special about it. like the Dukes, the Taeyog Huey, it just has an it factor. You know, there's certain airplanes or certain modules that come out, and whether or not you know they're the most advanced system-wise thing out there, somehow the developer captures that it factor. The Duke's got it. All the blacksquare stuff has it. The Taeyog hangar has it. What are some other fun it factor airplanes? The MD-80, the Leonardo MD-80, as much as a pain it is to get it set up sometimes, it's got a special little it factor. How do you sim? I forgot how to sim rate. Does this thing sim rate? I actually don't even know if this thing sim rates. All right, we're coming up on 50 miles, so I'm going to go ahead and select attitude hold. And we're going to start pitching you down just a little bit. And I'm going to pull a little bit of power off. F28 torque. Yeah, F28 has it too. Yep. The Lear 35 has it. You know, because it doesn't even have to be like, oh, well, the Phoenix has it. Well, the Phoenix is... You know, it's a really good Airbus. It's got really good texturing. The reason the Phoenix is so good is because everything about it is amazing. Example, Lear 35, the textures are good, but they're not Phoenix level. But it has that it factor that makes it so enjoyable to fly. The F-28, I mean, I would say that, the F-28 is almost like, it's almost Phoenix level in texturing. It's really good. But there's something about hand flying the F-28 that makes you want to come back, or at least me. It makes me hungry for more flights. There's just something special about the F-28, even though it doesn't have reversers, even though it's not a modern FMC or anything like that. There's something in it that makes you want to fly it. And the Taeyog hangar is Huey's got it for sure. The sound of it, max flying, the sounds especially. But I want to be very clear, if you're unfamiliar, and I actually did not know this, that free Huey that we have in Sim Update 4 with Stranger Things it is not the same as the payware version. So because I initially did that, I'm like, oh, I already have it in my sim in 2024. So I loaded up and I was like, this doesn't feel right. I didn't have my little clipboard to check VRS was installed, to do all these other things. I'm like, what's going on here? So I actually Googled it and found out that it is not the same thing at all. I'm like, oh, okay. So then I went and re-downloaded it. It's a Flight Sim TO official airplane, so you buy it from the Flight Sim TO essentially. And then once I loaded it up, it was great. It was I won't say it's completely different. It's the same airplane visually, but the sounds are different. The flight model is different. You have much more customizations. You have a high skid. You have a normal civilian. You have military. You have Rescue 1. You've got the fuel or the water pods and stuff. So it is not the same thing. The only thing that is the same between the freeware and the actual payware is the model. The model is the same. So you can see it. And the model is really good. Compared to DCS, I was actually a little bit disappointed because in my mind, right, your nostalgia effect, oh, DCS Huey is the best thing ever. And that's how I feel about it. And then I loaded into it yesterday, and I'm like, this is really showing its age. And I loaded into the Taogs, and the dash is shaking, and they got really good gauges. I love it. You're more excited for the F-70, F-100? Yeah, Turks, I'm super excited for both of those. Absolutely. Twist Swap, yep. You're gonna go check the payware. Yeah, I highly recommend you check it out, man. It's if you even remotely like the free one from Stranger Things, then yeah, you'll really like the other one. On their site, payware is for 2020. Oscar, I'm not sure if what it says on their site, but I know it's 100%. It works completely this in 2024. I bought it in 2020, and then I went back to the Flight Sim TO and I logged in. And I just said re-download, and it works in 2024. So even if it says 2020 on there, I can assure you it works in 24. And I want to say I don't know if it's a native update or what, but it doesn't say 2020. Like, the airplanes that aren't compatible will have the 2020 logo on them in the aircraft selection screen. The Taog Hangar Huey does not, so it must be fully rigged out for it. All right, coming down, we're going to be landing sea level. We may not have time to shoot the full procedure. 13 minutes. We might have to go straight in on this one. So we might just have to join the final bearing 171 inbound. DCS Huey hasn't been updated for years. Getting old. Yeah, man. It's a shame because Scober, that is the DCS Huey is what brought me to DCS way back in the day. Like before 1.5, like right after Flaming Cliffs, like one of the original DCS versions. The only reason I even discovered DCS was because of the Huey. I was trying to find, the Huey's my favorite helicopter of all time, yeah, without question. I mean, there's a couple other cool ones, like I think the Cobra is really cool. But the Huey, for me, just, there's something about it that's my favorite helicopter of all time. And so I'm trying to find what has a good Huey, and I found out DCS does. And that opened the rabbit hole. DCS Huey, man. I did all the campaign missions in DCS with the Huey. And then after, I realized that there was an autopilot mode in DCS. So I'm literally, sweating, flying with my X-52, trying to hold the helicopter in trim for the entire... Some of those campaign missions are an hour plus long. But yeah, that was the can of worms that opened my DCS addiction. Did you know DCS model is based off the 3-view drawing of the Bell 205 Flightman that does not have a tail boom drawn to scale? Really? I did not. Interesting. I was lucky. I got 25 FPS. Oh, you're talking about FSX? Nice. Yeah. Who doesn't like it? Yeah, are you talking about this mission in FSX when you did the Dutch Harbor NDB and the King Air? Was it the King Air? I think that was the default Dutch Harbor one. All right, wing, taxi, landing lights are coming on. We're going to go beacon and recog. As we start down, let's run a descent check as we go into the icing conditions here. So, cabin altitude, ignition, auto off. We're going to go auto on both of those. Oil doors. Oh, I should have closed those when we got to cruise. Oil doors are closed. Ice deflectors. Let's turn them on. Power levers, engine performance, that all looks good. Approach checklist. We know how to do all this because we're professional Duke pilots, right? Set course to 212. We're 10 minutes out. That's the oil cooler doors opening up. Master caution normal. When was the last time you did DCS? Copter or Gangster Goose? It was when I was flying the AH-64. I got real heavy into the Apache. The Apache is what actually, I talk about opening our separate addictions, right? So the Huey is what opened up my DCS addiction. And then the Apache is what opened up my helicopter hardware addiction. So I went full blown. I got a cyclic set up. I originally had the VKB, then the Verpul, and then eventually I got into force feedback, right? I actually got the Brunner force feedback side stick base for helicopters. I got the collective from Verpul, and my buddy Bert, we did a few streams. If you want to watch them, they're still on the channel. We did a few streams in the Apache H-64. My friend Bert, he was a hardcore Apache guy as well, and he was really good at running the, CPG, the gunner seat. So I would fly, and we got onto those servers and wreaked havoc in the Apache days. Had a ton of fun flying that. Yeah, I mean, we flew that thing a lot. But then after that, I think that was the last DCS stream I actually did years ago. You substituting the NDB? Well, I was going to do the full NDB with the procedure turn, but I think we might just track the 171 inbound because technically I was supposed to be leaving in 4 minutes. Trying to see how long it takes. All right, we're level 6 now. Keep the power coming up. For DCS, you have to have track IR. It's a mandatory. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Watch the torque there. Zippy, for DCS, you will not enjoy DCS without track IR. It would be not enjoyable unless you're flying, say, something like the C-130, where you're going to be strictly cargo operation. You got to have deep track IR, and I actually got my track IR up for last night in the Huey on my home PC because I do have track IR. The other thing, Zippy, with DCS, and this is my experience with it. Maybe you guys could agree or voice your opinion in the chat. For me, DCS, if you're going to enjoy it, I guess not enjoy it. To get the most out of DCS, I feel like you either have to do one of two things. You either have to be active in the multiplayer servers online, right? So you're flying against other pilots online with other pilots against other pilots, or you have a group of guys where you have your own missions. You do mission night or whatever, which we actually started a squadron called the War Dogs. So you got to do one of those two things. Now, not really a problem, but with a caveat to that, if you're going to fly online or do hardcore missions, you have to remain proficient in the airplane that you want to fly. It's not like Microsoft 2024 where we can, jump in the 7.3 this flight, then we'll jump in the Airbus, and we'll jump in, the CRJ, or we'll jump in that. It's all the same thing, right? Push forward, pull back, FMC directs all do the same thing. They just call them different things. In DCS, if you're going to be effective in, say, the F-18, for example, you will need to literally study all of the systems on the F-18 that are simulated, and then you're going to need to practice and become proficient with them. You're going to need to become proficient with your HOTAS and how you're going to bind things and switch things around. Because it's not like you're just sitting up here in cruise and you're like, okay, let's select air-to-ground mode. Let's select this mode. No, you have to do all that stuff very rapidly with the pressure of being engaged and shot down. And if you continuously get shot down, it becomes a startup simulator, and that robs you of fun. Kind of goes in with stability. If you have an unstable rig and you're trying to fly DCS and you spend 20 minutes to get your aircraft running from cold and dark and all planned out, you take off and get shot down, or you have a crashed desktop before you even, get halfway to your destination, it becomes a startup simulator, and that will drain, at least for me, it drains the fun for me. So you have to be proficient. You have to actually practice to get the most out of it, in my opinion. Now, you can dabble in it, and have fun in single player, instant action to learn. I'm not saying that's not fun, but to get the most out of it, there's nothing like booting up a cold and dark F-18 on the carrier, and you got your buddies with you, and you're going to go strike a target, and there's another group of guys that are trying to defend the target. That is a very immersive and very rewarding experience when it is successful. But if you don't know what you're doing in your airplane, you're not going to survive in a virtual fight very long. So for me, I just don't have the time to stay proficient anymore. I don't have the time. All right, 3,000. Starting down. It's 12:30. I'm supposed to leave. It's worth. Blind Flag 85. It's worth becoming a main sim. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not worth it. If you have the time for that, shoot. It's incredible. The flight model in DCS is unrivaled. There is not another sim out there that has a better flight model, I guess, base, because you can just test it by flying a warbird or something and start doing some really hard maneuvers with the warbird. You feel the buffeting, you see the buffeting, the stall characteristics, stall spin, aircraft damage is all simulated. It's an incredible platform for detailed aerodynamics. It really is. All right, wife is ready for pickup. We got to make this straight in a pro. We're actually gonna have to. Hopefully, we actually won't shoot the NDB. I'll make it up for you. We'll do an NDB full procedure on the next time we come here. But we're gonna actually circle inbounds. We're gonna cross midfield, and then we're gonna have to circle for 3-3. Is it? Or 3-1 rather. We're gonna shoot across the field and circle for 3-1. Right now, weather, winds are variable at 4, so actually, yeah, it's not going to be too bad at all. It should be, I think, Dutch Harbor right around this bay here. We'll get flight recorder up. We'll do one replay. Hotshot, what's up, my man? Mr. Boris is in the house. Hey, where's my PMDG sound pack, dude? What's going on? Or we could fly around this way. That would be a cool approach right there. Startup simulator, crazy aircraft. Yeah, startup simulator is not. It gets boring. It gets old rather. Starting up over and over gets old very fast because it's not. Oh, connect ground power, start the APU, program the flight box, or program the FMC. Push back and start up. It is, all right, power up. If you got to connect all the ground power stuff, got to connect the air if you need it. Then you got to go ahead and begin the alignment phase. Then you got to program all of the waypoints like a SIVA, essentially, depending what airplane you're in. Then you got to program all your munitions, right? What are your fuses going to be doing? What are your, are you using like CBUs where you got to configure different heights and stuff like that? You got to get all that configured. Then you got to get all your data link configured. We're going to go into heading mode here. You do all that stuff, and then you taxi and forget you actually never hit the rearm menu. So then you got to go back, shut down, relaunch the rearm menu, get loaded, and then you go. Then you can finally get out of there and get airborne. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to go PADU, enter. So what I want to do is this. I want to go direct airport. I'm going to put you in OBS mode, and it's runway 31. Should be right around the corner here. I guess technically I should. Does anybody make sure there's nobody around us on the? Dutch Harbor traffic, Duke 357 Bravo Sierra, about to 5 miles to the west-northwest out of 3000. We're going to overfly and make a left traffic for 31 Dutch Harbor. All right, power's coming back, autopilot's coming off, flight director's going away. We're going to drop it in here. Too much there on the power reduction. That's the ignition coming back. Man, yesterday was it was blowing in here really wild. .140, we're looking good. On the white arc, let's get flaps approach, a little forward trim, really start slowing down here. Yeah, we're going to just make a nice little circle. Start running those props up a little bit. Throw the ignition on. Gears coming down. Gonna kind of... Wow, it's a beautiful morning. This is real weather. This was not like this yesterday. Yesterday was blowing 35 knots right to left right here. Update the altimeter a little bit, 2972. Watch that speed right at 100 knots. Nice tight turn. I don't know why that second view is down there. Getting ready to roll out on final full flap sim. Props are coming up. Blowing a little off there. Oh, Miss V1 birthday girl's in the chat. That's right, we're on final right now. 100 knots. I need to get... I wish the Orbix Dutch Harbor was available for 24. Round it out. Just let her bleed off. Be nice to our Duke. Oh. Just a nice little beta reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dutch Harbor. Let's go ahead and take the right turn right here. Flaps are coming up. Dump you. set it down right here. Brakes are set. And we're going to take a look at the replay because I don't want to shut it down. We get one replay. So you get one replay. I got to go. Recording is stopped. The replay's coming up. Sails coming on. I'm getting out of here. Enjoy the Dutch Harbor approach. Do apologize that it was a quick swing today, but I guess I wasn't going to stream. 82 feet per minute on Volanta. 82 feet per minute. I'll take that. 1.1 G. Winds 274 at 1.2 according to Volanta on touchdown. So I'm going to take the wife out to birthday lunch. You guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Enjoy the Dutch Harbor Circle 3-1. Next time we come in here, we're going to fly the YS-11, and we're going to do it NDB full procedure. All right, NDB full procedure. We'll go midfield. We'll do the push the tail, pin the tail, whatever it is on the ADF receiver. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm V1. Stay safe, stay healthy. Sup?